after Wednesday's doubleheader of Survivor, David vs. Goliath, that resulted in the eliminations of one Goliath, Alec Merlino, and one David, Carl Boudreaux. The game remains at an even 4-4 split between the two battling original alliances, with only 8 remaining in the hunt for the $1 million prize. We're breaking this week's power rankings down into 2 groups: the 4 players that can win and the 4 players that won't win. Below are my picks for the only 4 players I can picture making it to the final Tribal Council and winning, with a brief assessment as to why. Among them are 2 Davids, Christian Hubitsky and Nick Wilson, who have together shared the top spots on my power rankings all season long, and 2 Goliaths, Kara Kay and Alison, who have remained under the radar until now, as they being to make cunning moves together. Agree or disagree with my power rankings? Comment with your own below, and be sure to sound off about what I'm wrong about. Christian Hubitsky, I will scream it from the treetops. Until he's voted out, he won't be, but Christian has one of the strongest winner edits I've ever seen on this show. The amount of time in each episode devoted to the development of his strategy, not his team's strategy, but his own personal strategy and his connections, is astounding, and he's been absolutely great about both the strategic and the social part of the game. I mean, there's a reason he's been considered such a huge threat for the better part of the game. As the de facto leader of the Davids, he's managed to keep them loyal and working in unison up until now, but like all great players, he jumped from his core alliance at the right time and remained in the majority as others fell from grace. The wild card hanging in the balance is the clips for next week's episode that show his strongest ally, Gabby, preparing to make moves against him. I fully expect Christian to come out on top of that one though, and when he does, it will only push him closer to Nick. Again, Nick Wilson, of all the players in the game, one thing Nick has done the best at maintaining strong bonds with both sides of the fence, something that will be his biggest asset if he makes it to the final Tribal Council. He had enough trust built up with Alec, for instance, that Alec warned him when a move was being made against Christian. He's also taking less heat than Christian is. See Gabby's plan against Christian, and if seated next to Christian, could potentially surprise the jury by how important he was to a lot of the decisions made by the Davids group. Let's not forget that Nick also has an idol of his own, something he can not only use to secure himself one more cycle in the game, but also as a way of showing the jury that he played all aspects of the game to the fullest and was capable of making big strategic moves. See Survivor Ponderosa video. 5th jury member swears he never got too cocky, despite Godfather moniker. Watch Kara Kay. I wasn't paying much attention to her in the first half of the season, but wow, Kara has become one of my favorite players in the game ever since she skillfully maneuvered the ouster. I've her own showman stan. Sadly, she isn't going to get much of the credit for that move because the Davids used their advantages in order to make it happen. Not believing that Kara and company was even being truthful about the plan, but rather than fall victim to Angelina's jumping to the side of the Davids, Kara worked with the Davids to first take out Alec, another one of her close allies, and then Carl, apparently cementing a bond with not only Alison, but Gabby and Christian as well. The Gabby and Christian relationship falls apart. I think it will. Then Kara will be right there ready to replace Gabby and can easily snake her way into a final 3 deal with a variety of other players. What Kara has been great at this season is flying way under the radar and then rising to fill the spots left vacant by players too cocky to notice the targets on their backs. That is great gameplay. Alison Raybold. Alison's failure in the game is waffling between the two alliances for far too long, but she made a quick rebound this week by finally capitalizing on her bond with Gabby to set up a situation where her, Kara, and Mike could theoretically wind up with a majority vote for the Goliath side of things. While I don't think an Alison, Kara, Mike finale is in the cards, Alison also has a path to be round that includes Gabby and or Christian, because, like some others at the top of my rankings, she's managed to stay at the top of the social game all season. Alison also seems really well liked by everyone in the game and could be a stealth competitor in a final Tribal Council based on that alone, but she's also pretty strong at verbalizing her point of view and could be tough to sit Next, if the jury sparks heated debates among the finalists, be sure to make your predictions to influence our reality TV racetrack odds. You can keep changing your predictions until just before the next live episode airs on CBS. You'll compete to win a spot on our leaderboard and eternal bragging rights. See our contest rules and sound off with other fans in our reality TV forum. Read more Gold Derby entertainment news.